Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships, where we are going to be looking at a development blog. And you read that title right, and you see the picture on my screen right. Missiles are coming to World of Warships at this point in time. Honestly, I've predicted the last it was 2-3 years ago that I was like, yeah, at some point Wargaming is going to bring missiles into World of Warships. It's just a matter of when, not if. And so we'll get into what they're saying and talking about it because, yeah, this is going to be interesting. But this is a closed test of Update 14.10, Temporal Rift, Black Friday, and more. So hello captains and welcome to this new development blog. Today we'll be covering what you can expect to see in Update 14.10. Also, notice that they have like a new format for the dev blog, and yeah, it's a little updated. It's nice, not so much blinding lights. Okay, so first off we have Temporal Rift, which is a new temporary battle type with a unique attack and defense gameplay. The Temporal Rift will be a sci-fi what-if style event. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what part of WoWs isn't what if? I'm being a bit cheeky there, but you know, if we broke down all the things that are not historically accurate about the game, like it's an insanely long list, right? But I digress. Let me give them a chance. We'll keep reading here. Where some advanced technologies are brought to the past using time travel, the event will run through Update 14.10 with 2 consecutive operations, Shatter Time and Rift Watch, and continue for 2 more weeks in Update 14.11, during which the operations will rotate. Let's see what the Chrono Distortions brought us in this event, which features both familiar and new mechanics and is full of dynamic battles. Operations: you face off in 9-player battles against waves of bots on a very large map, similar to the size of the ones used in the key battle and big hunt events. Yeah, those are massive maps. In Shatter Time, your team must capture the enemy base, but first you need to advance through 2 lines of defense, each containing 3 key areas. Okay, we've had ops like this before. Each line unlocks sequentially when your team captures a set number of key areas or when the timer runs out. Capturing a key area weakens the enemy's base's facilities, artillery forts, repair ships, aircraft carriers, making the final push easier. Even capturing a single area but losing a line will make the last battle slightly easier. In Rift Watch, the roles are reversed. Players will have access to all the base's bonuses and must defend both the base and key areas against bot attackers. Operations will use a respawn mechanic similar to Unbreakable Line, but with a few changes. Respawn sectors move forward after each captured line, and you can choose where to respawn. You receive standard respawn buffs: speed, acceleration, maneuverability, concealment, plus all consumables and armament, including torpedoes, are fully replenished. For the duration of the event, you'll receive a special rental ships designed for faster shootouts. These feature enhanced accuracy, flatter ballistics, more frequent damage on hit, and others. You see special rental ships. Okay. Economic bonuses cannot be used in Temporal Rift, but you can mount signals on the event ships. Now, missiles armament. So maybe probably where most of you have clicked on this besides the Black Friday aspect of the game. So looks like, this actually looks like a Marceau. Yeah, it's like a Kleber Marceau. Interesting. I can recognize the gun mount and then rafts on the side and then torpedo armament. Yeah, triple tubes. Incoming missile weapons will be available exclusively in Temporal Rift aboard event ships. Here's how they work. Each ship has a limited number of missiles which replenish upon respawn. Targeting is simple. Designate an area on the map and fire. The missiles will handle the rest. Fire and forget, right? As it approaches the target area, the missile scans for enemies. If an enemy is detected, it locks on and homes in automatically. Like torpedoes, missiles are undetected for some time. You will receive a warning when they are nearby. Use the missile defense, a manual rechargeable armament, to scan a cone near your ship and reveal undetected missiles. Once detected, the missile is automatically engaged by your ship's defensive systems, similar to AA guns. Alternatively, you can attempt to evade it, though it will not be easy. So what, the bots get them too? You receive a warning when they are nearby. Sounds like the bots can fire them too or something. Progress and upgrades. Wait, and then you just go on? That is a very short discussion of missiles. Okay, let me give you my thoughts regarding missiles through the Temporal Rift. So this is a classic wargaming move. I'm not criticizing wargaming. It's just wargaming has this. What I will criticize wargaming on is when they introduce new elements into the game. Granted, they're not always certain how it's going to shape up and look like. They're always looking at an aspect to permanently bring new mechanics into the game and make them permanently through various battle types or various events, right? So it's not just when they use the guise of temporary. Wargaming uses these kind of events or temporary battle type events in the game to test out new mechanics, new things that they're long-term looking to implement and bring into the game in some shape, form, or how, right? What annoys me about it is that it's just that, you know, unless they said it on a Twitch stream or some other place, I've missed it. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. What annoys me about this is maybe they did it on their 10th anniversary Twitch stream. I didn't watch it. I had a conference this past weekend I was working at. What annoys me about it is they're not upfront and just saying, hey, long term in the game's future, we're looking at permanently bringing missiles into the game. We'll let you know what that looks like. For now, we're just testing and trying out some things, right? So why does that annoy me? It's because they've done it before. Whether we're talking about super ships, you know, it was this temporary battle type. It was grand battles, I think it was in, and then boom, we had it. It was the Pinata temporary battle type, where you had these like gimmick consumable magic pixie dust buttons that you would activate and it'd give different battle characteristics. And then Wargaming was like, yeah, now these are going to be implemented in clan battles. It was an absolute crap show because people, like, it took away, like, the more strategizing of the game when, you know, okay, now it's like who gets gimmick buttons, and a lot of the competitive clans were interested in it. What else is there? I mean, you have experimental ships, right? You know, those are going to resurface at some point. I'm trying to think of other different, you know, submarines. You know, on one hand, Wargaming says, you know, we'll never put submarines into the game, and then they do implement it into the game. You know, then there was a testing, you know, that they were, I think, a little more submarines, like actually talking about implementing it permanently into the game, right? And I know there's a couple other examples. It's just they use the temporary battle types to be like a test bed for different things and different game mechanics, and then they're like, hey, now we're going to implement it into the game. So that's the only thing that really annoys me in terms of how Wargaming goes about it, because for me, they're not very forthcoming. But maybe they want players to be more open to it, so they don't just absolutely go outright and criticize it, right? And actually give it a chance, test it. I don't know. I'm just trying to think what Wargaming might be thinking from their perspective. You know, if they're actually going to be looking at bringing missile armament into the game, then what I would say is they're probably trying to appeal to a larger audience within the game, or try to bring more people in, because they're losing players continuously. I mean, NA is just, it's North America server is the worst I've ever seen it in my 6 years of playing as of next month. I think I started playing in October of 2019. I mean, it's just horrible. I don't know a better word for it. I mean, it's just like, wow, like the player numbers are enough that it's regularly affecting my randoms battle, and I'm forcing ever increasingly so if I want to play randoms and I want a full 12v12, like I have to play during prime time. You know, I used to be able to play early EU, afternoon EU time, and consistently have 12v12. I get 10v10, 9v9, 6v6. Every now and then I've even had like a 2v2 in randoms, right? So it's just a crap show in terms of the game's direction and how they've lost a lot of players. That's a whole other discussion, but it's just absolutely horrible on NA, more and more so. So I would view that they're looking at trying to maybe appeal to more, let's say, post-World War II naval war fans, if you will. But we'll have to see. So I'll try to keep an eye on this as much as I can through videos here. Progress and upgrades. Completing the secondary task grants stars that allow you to progress through the event line, similar to the in the name of tomorrow event. Progression provides valuable rewards. 3 new themed flags, we'll reveal them later, and event tokens, which you can use to purchase upgrades for event ships. Some upgrades offer simple bonuses like increased speed, while others let you customize ships for specific playstyles by improving certain parameters at the cost of others. For example, if you want to emphasize your fire starting potential, you can install an upgrade that increases fire chance and damage dealt to burning targets, but decreases main battery damage. You can also unlock more event ships, each with its own specialization. So I'm kind of wondering if these event ships are like we-branded experimental ships, but it refers to them as like rental. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what that looks like. Unassigned Commanders. Temporal Rift will be the first event to introduce Unassigned Commanders based on how well this feature performs and may continue to expand it in the game in the future. Okay, hey! There's a moment Wargaming's like actually telling us what they're thinking long-term in the future. So, I'm not trying to be like a Wargaming critic. I'm just like, I think players just want transparency, and giving Wargaming's past, like, as me as a 6-year veteran player of the game, it's like, Wargaming doesn't have such a clean record there. These new 10 skill point commanders include various commanders. They do not belong to any nation until you assign them to a ship. Once assigned, they adopt the nation's flag and relevant specialization. You cannot change a commander's nation after assignment. You know what? You can own multiple copies of the same unassigned commander. Each one can be assigned to a different nation independently. You can earn unassigned commanders for free by playing the Temporal Rift. Now, what I would say, to be honest, what's not going to surprise me, it makes sense, but after you earn some of these commanders for free, right, I could see Wargaming then selling unassigned commanders, which then you can turn around and put on any nation that you want. Another way to monetize the game. Alright, Black Friday 2025, it's the Lucian B Dockyard. We'll kick off Black Friday activities in update 14.9. I feel like this dockyard's pretty fast after the Laffy Dockyard. But the main event takes place in update 14.10 and continues into update 14.11. Black Friday is the perfect time to expand your fleet with exclusive ships, both fan favorites and new additions. This year, several new Black Friday ships are joining the roster. Puerto Rico B, Rhode Island B, Nustrashimi B, Carl Johan B, and Shiel B. Let's see, can I just open this here? I like this kind of, it's a Damascus like steel, I'm pretty sure, kind of style. Honestly, I quite like it. It looks cool on Rhode Island because it's just a bit of a longer nose. Maybe a little bit. Nustrashimi. And then Carl Johan. And Shield. Unique Black Friday's flags will be available for corresponding new ships as well. 2 new Black Friday containers, one of the key features of the event, will also be available with a chance to drop one of the Black Friday ships, including some of the newcomers. So you have like a normal Black Friday 2025 container. So this is what the normal, regular Black Friday container is going to look like here in 2025. And then here is what the Black Friday Premium 2025 container will look like. So the chances of pulling a ship from a premium Black Friday container are immensely higher than just a normal Black Friday container. So just be mindful of that if you're going to be spending some doubloons on this. And as usual, I always do a whole Black Friday article or video in the Armory as soon as that event drops, and I'll give you as much information and recommendation as possible. So here you can see it's a 0.4% chance of pulling a ship in the normal Black Friday premium container. But in the premium elite Black Friday container, it's 12%, right? So you go from 0.4% to a full 12%. And so ideally, in the drop chances or guaranteed drop is a lot lesser than the Black Friday container as well. I don't know if I see it here written. I don't remember what it was. I think it's like, it's in the teens for this and maybe like about 100 for a guaranteed ship drop for that. You might say it here. Just like previous Black Friday events, there will be several ways to obtain the remarkable ships, including new beauties and stand out in our virtual seas. A special bundle with almost all the new content. This is the only way to get Puerto Rico B. Okay, so you have to buy a massive bundle with almost all the new content. How expensive is that going to be? Woo. Players who already own any of these ships or flags will receive doubloon compensation. Dang. So if you want the Puerto Rico B, for my little whales out there, I expect you to buy this bundle. I'm kidding. I won't be surprised. Let's see. Rhode Island B, New Shishimi B, Korohan B, and some older Black Friday ships will be available in the Armory and inside Black Friday 2025 premium containers for money or doubloons. Alright, she'll be available exclusively at the end of the sequential doubloon bundle chain. So they've done this in past, like, what was the ships? They did one for the Dunkirk B, and then it was like a destroyer previously, a Japanese destroyer, I'm spacing its name. Now, this is a big problem for me. Wargaming didn't, as far as I know, unless maybe I missed it, but a lot of people were really upset about this last year, because it used to be you could buy Alaska Black, Massachusetts Black, Jean Bar Black, Sasho Black, for doubloons. So people were like using their birthday coupons to get, like, you buy, let's say 50,000 doubloons, and you'd automatically get 100% on top of whatever you bought with your birthday coupon in the premium shop. So if I bought 50,000 doubloons, I would then get 100,000 doubloons or whatever. Just giving some examples there. And then when the Black Friday event came, lo and behold, Alaska, Massachusetts, Jean Bar, and Asashio weren't available for doubloons. They were only available for real money. This is Wargaming tightening down the hatch, gripping more and more, and for monetization, ever increasingly so. Where now Wargaming has said, actually, money is more valuable to us than doubloons. So there's some stronger greed going on there, in my opinion. Smolensk Black will be available again and again, only available via an auction for doubloons. Shinonoma B, that was the destroyer I was thinking of. Can be earned through the second progression line of the event pass. Alright, so if you pay for like your 2,500 doubloons, you'll get it. Standard Black Friday 2025 containers with Rhode Island B, Nushimi, Karohan, and some of the older Black Friday ships will be found in sequential bundles. The event pass among the rewards of the Black Friday Squadron. Black Friday Squadron. This year introduces the Black Friday Squadron, a visual tracker for pairs of ships you own, the original and its black version. It helps you track which of our traditional Black Friday combat missions with doubloon and other rewards for owning a full pair are still eligible to you. And to make it even sweeter, you can get more rewards in the Black Friday Squadron's progress bar. Collecting Black Friday ships fill a progress bar based on the rarity of the ship you've collected. With the 10 milestones, you can get rewards including Black Friday 2025 containers, steel research points, and the monochrome and enemy destruction effect. Ships you owned before the event also count towards progress. Like, for example, I just... what was this? I opened a Tier 7 premium container from the current event pass, and I pulled a Scharnhorst, and I already have Scharnhorst Black. So now I'll be able to add that into this Black Friday Squadron pair. This is kind of... Wargaming is shifted this year and their monetization scheme a little bit, where they've introduced the content rarity system. I think you can even see it. I think they referenced it here. Maybe they didn't. Where they're trying to say, hey, you have this, but we're going to make it really clear to you that you don't have this, right? So they're kind of enticing you to, like, well, you have Scharnhorst, but you don't have Scharnhorst Black, and there's no difference between the ships, okay? What I would have liked, me personally, like, Wargaming can still sell the Black Friday ships. What I think would have been really cool is if they would have just sold the permanent camouflage for these ships at a higher price than the standard permanent camouflage, right? That way, like, if you don't want to have to don't want to pay for a full other ship, right? But you really like how the Damascus camo looks on your Rhode Island, your Puerto Rico, then it's like, yeah, go for it. But again, it's just a monetization scheme. It's just Wargaming making more money. They're a game developer. They're entitled to make money how they see fit. I just think there are some of us in the game that have been in the longer community kind of get tired of all the monetization shenanigans Wargaming has pulled over the years. So yeah. Assisted in Destruction ribbon. We've all been in a battle where you do most of the damage to an enemy ship and only for someone else to score the kill. The new Assisted in Destruction ribbon recognizes your contribution. You receive this ribbon if you didn't deliver the final blow to the destroyed ship, but you met the following criteria. You significantly contribute to the destruction of the ship. Thresholds will be shared later after testing. Your contribution includes one or more of the following: directly dealing damage, providing spotting damage, forcing the enemy to use damage control party by causing fire, flood, ping, or module damage, followed by fire or flooding damage while the consumable was on cooldown. Multiple players can receive this ribbon for the same ship if their contributions meet the requirements. Okay, I just feel like it's kind of it's a nod to like, hey, I saw you did 80% of the damage to that Conqueror. So, because I know kill stealing, quote unquote, bothers some people in the community. I don't care too much as long as I'm more for the win. But it's fun, right? When you stack up all the kills when you've done a lot of the damage. So, yeah, probably a good thing. Nothing bad there. Salvage for Victory, the Blisk 52. In Update 14.10, we'll honor the Poland's National Defense Day and Polish Navy Day with special activities, which involves the Blisk. You see how much they're referencing their content rarity system now? Do you see what they're doing? Yeah, so there you go. I don't even have a video here. The dude on the front. You know, and it's the funny thing too to me is like, we have Blisk. We have now Blisk 44. We now have Blisk 52. And if I could click the arrow again, it'd be like, we have Blisk 53. It's just more copy pasta. An animated naval officer will appear in port and briefly at the start of the battle. It'd be funny. I watched them end up doing this eventually with Azure Lane. They put the characters on the ship, and then briefly you can see them in the ship at the start of the battle. Or I just gave Wargaming an idea. Additionally, you can earn the new permanent camouflage for free by completing special combat missions using Blisk 44, Orkin, or Grom to detect tree. Okay, not bad. We've also prepared a small gift for our devblog readers. Activate the bonus code below to receive an in-game reward right now. 1x more singles containers, as well as 40 progress points for 14.9 event pass, which will hit your account as soon as the update releases. This one right here. And we will present to you all the features coming in future releases. Update 14.8 is still available on the live server. Set time trial everything we prepared and share your feedback in our regular community survey at WoW's survey. So I'll put this devblog in the description below. Content additions and changes. As usual, new content is coming in this update. Lloyd Cathrong flag, Commander Aristol, and single dog patch. Show it later. Clan Battle Season 32 achievements. Pelican, Hurricane, Pelican. These guys right here. The 3 new ships based on existing models will be added to the game. Vossen based on Smolensk. Oh, we're getting another Smolensk. Based on Petropavlovsk. And Rahinsin based on Zayton. Oh, this looks like a Halloween event. Yeah. Finally, the upcoming Tier 10 French submarine Surcouf will receive a spotting aircraft. Spotting aircraft consumable and unit management gets launched from this water surface, as she does not have a catapult or flight deck. Lol. Full circle. Full circle. The summer with the spotting aircraft. But yeah, so I think the big takeaway besides the Black Friday event is this missile armament again, I'll try to keep as close eye as possible to see what Wargaming is going to do with this. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that looks like in the future of the game, because I would gamble, I would put money down and say, watch, it's not just going to be Temporal Rift events, they're going to bring it back. You know, part of it is if, of course, as a developer, if they invest time, money, resources, work hours on their employees into such type of game mechanics, then yeah, it's natural for them to do something like this. Now, I'm gonna guess that it probably has some type of coding similar to the Dutch airstrikes, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I bet they're using a type of similar coding. So I'm just, not that I want it to, but hey, you know, go ahead and quote me here if there's a bug that comes into with Dutch airstrikes and stuff. With the release of the update with missiles or something, I could see some spaghetti code action happening here and bringing missiles into the game. But hopefully not. Hopefully Wargaming has it all figured out. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're actually subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it as we continue to get closer to 3,000 subscribers now. So until next time, take care.